prime example of not a prime example, but basically, yeah, like an example of how I say Tesla has been leading as far as the direction of the market in the short term. Look how bearish that thing is, bro. Like under sub 150s at this point. But as you can see, look, Tesla's come down. Looked like it wanted to bounce, but might have dead cat bounce, I guess. We'll see. But look, as you've seen a little bouncing come to Tesla, look. Right here, you see it in Apple and on Meta. And as you can see right here, I'm watching the bonds, and you see me try to go ahead and kind of like draw a trend line because basically like everything was looking bearish. Equity and the TLT, or the 20-year Treasury bond ETF. But I seen us kind of look like we put in a bottom here and then bounce, and that's why I put that trend line to let me know, okay, if we break out of this downtrend and the bonds start heading up, that would confirm that the market would continue to look bearish. We'd continue to see some bearish price action. So that's why you see me kind of like drawing the trend line there. And I'm just kind of like just looking around, like looking at different just different time frames and stuff like that. But as you can see, the bonds were looking like they were bouncing and breaking out of a downtrend. And if that holds up, you would expect equity to be bearish or start to look weak, but not all the time. But I mean, sometimes nothing's going to work all the time, bro. Nothing's 100% all the time. But like I said, what you have to do is just figure out, where you can get an edge from, and not just one edge, but multiple edges, and just like put them all together and try to, paint your picture of what you think, and try to like, based off of that, formulate a plan and a thesis, and try to execute your plan. But I'm just watching the price action, and again, bro, it's trappy price action. Look, sell off, then bounce, then sell off again, and then, but this is a higher low, so I'm not really sold anyway. I'm still sold on bearishness, but I am taking note of this higher low. And then look, as you see Tesla sell off and then try to put in a bottom and bounce, you'll see some bounce come into the market, or at least tech. And look, you'll see it right here on Apple. You see it right here. Now Nvidia was looking rather bearish today. Like, I mean, but for the most part, Nvidia has been having some decent relative strength. But and I think it did actually recover a little bit, at least up and before I was done trading. It's rare that you see Nvidia look bearish like that. For me anyways. I mean, do keep in mind, like, the last few trading periods, I wasn't able to trade. I had to freaking basically rebuild my PC from scratch. And then you see me looking at the bonds here, just trying to see what we got going on, and just checking the levels. And then again, I'm watching it, and look, as you see right here, right? Look, we put in a bottom, and then looks like we started putting in a bullish pattern, kind of breaking out of that downtrend. But I'm also not sold on that, because if you look right here, we broke out of the downtrend for a second right there, also right here. And I mean, you'll see the price action deviate outside the trend here and there. But, for a trend to remain intact, you want at least 90% of the price action to follow the trend. And here's the S&P 500. You see me just watching it. I'm kind of just looking at the different time frames. And that's on the 10-minute. And I'm just looking. And then right here, if you look, this chop right here, like where we were kind of consolidating and trading sideways, like chopping around. So that's the bottom of the range on the S&P 500. So I'm looking at that like, all right, if we come back down here and test this and break down that level, we could see some downside action, like more downside action. And then you see me like scroll over to see like when's the last time we tested those levels. And looks like around the 8th, the 7th or the 8th of November. I'm just just looking at some levels, trying to see trying to find any levels or anything. And if you, as you see right here, you see me put this level in here because look, we kind of rejected there, then bounced there, then resistance there, and it's looking like it's acting as resistance here. You also have to take into account the resistance here and here. And then down here, we kind of bounced off of it, but not really. But mainly here, 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 and here. So that's why you see me putting in that level right there. Look, right there, right here, and then right here, and right here. So that's showing me that that level looked at 38.43 is a key level, at least for me, at that particular time. And that's why I put it in white, key level. And 38.43.97, so 38.44s. And then you could see like rejection, base. And then look, as we see the market start to get weak, we see the bonds breaking out of that downtrend and above VWAP and kind of consolidating a little bit. So that right there kind of shows me that we could continue to see some bearishness. And then if you look at the S&P 500, same thing. But what you have to notice is, look, yeah, we're looking bearish, but then we try to sell off a little bit or leak, seeing some weakness, but it immediately got bought back up, I guess. And I'm watching that, like, hold on, yeah, everything's looking bearish, but when the wick's on the bottom, that means they're buying it up. And, obviously the inverse is true. You know what I mean? If it's on the top, then it's the inverse. Well, I'm looking at that. And then I'm also looking at this. See that wick on the bottom? And then right here, it's more of a doji candle. But look, higher, low, kind of stepping up. I'm just watching. You feel me? Trying to pay attention to the price action. And I'm watching Tesla. And look, you seen Tesla? Wait, let's go back. See Tesla right here? See that nice bullish candle? And that's why we're seeing a little bouncing trying to come in. But I mean, it's short term, like the short term direction. Look, see that? And then look, you can see it here on NVIDIA. Bottom of the range, put in a higher low, and then putting in higher low, stepping up. A little bullish price action there. Same thing with Microsoft. Tested the bottom, went back up, tested that level. But look, we're at that 242. Look, this 242 90s right here. Look, sold off. This is where we kind of tried to bounce at and consolidate, but then ultimately rejected and sold off. But then when we were looking bullish, we came up here and respected this resistance. Decent. Look, just wicking on that thing. Wicking. So that's like a key level for me on Microsoft. And as you can see, I have the level in white, but look, same level on Microsoft right there, 242.80, 242.86, 242.90. So basically that tells me right there, like, if Microsoft can't get back above that level, then it's still bearish. Or if we do go back up there and test that level, depending on what the price action looks like, it could be a decent fade off that level.